Hello everyone, welcome to Python for Machine Learning and Data Science. We are from Softtech Academy. So you can also visit our website softtechacademy.com or softtechacademy.net for getting much more description about this course. This course is focused on how to implement or how to work with Python language, Python programming language for machine learning applications, which is hyped currently with different artificial intelligence development approaches, and the future is in machine learning as well as another topic where the people are working with and the top leading companies are working with is data science. So data science is also the heavily preferred skill set for this information technology age, so you can just learn it and implement with this skill set for your career. You can work in the corporate or the IT tech companies, or you can just do the freelancing jobs. So we'll also teach you about how to use this skill set for earning with freelancing methods. So you don't need to work for others, you can work for yourselves, or you can even work or create your own company and work on these platforms, or let's say sectors of artificial intelligence. So let's go for this section. Actually, we are in section first, which is Python programming basics with Jupyter Notebook. And for telling about Jupyter Notebook, it is quite easy interface than the Python IDE. So while we install the Anaconda have lots of things which we need. So if you install Anaconda as your operating system requirement, then you will get Jupyter Interface also there. So we have the Windows and we have the Linux version, and you can also have similar set for Mac OS. So at this section we have Python introduction and the basic example with the Jupyter Notebook, and the another topic we have here is Python specific libraries which can be used for machine learning and data science applications. So let's know a little bit about Python language. Python is one of the top or leading programming language utilized for high performance computing to the normal development like web development, app development, etc., or even MIS developments. So it is initially developed by or created by Guido van Rossum in 85 to 90. So it is like the Perl, Tcl, or Ruby-like language. It is high-level language, quite easy to utilize or quite easy to understand if you have already gone through the object-oriented language. So this is also the object-oriented programming language. So, and another important thing is Python is open source, so it can be like the Python source code can also be available with GNU public license. So here we have one example of hello world. If you want to print the hello world using the Jupyter Notebook or using the Python IDE, then you can just type print small bracket hello world and small bracket close. So these things just for displaying the hello world. So if you just run it, and hello world will be displayed. So let's do some labs with Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is quite easy interface for learning Python and Python with machine learning and data science. So we can install a number of libraries and frameworks with Jupyter Notebook, and it provides user-friendly and easy to understand for beginners and even high levels or like intermediate or expert level of people to learn and explore with Python. So you can just install the Anaconda on your operating system, Windows or Linux or Mac OS, and you can just launch the Anaconda. After you launch the Anaconda, the internet browser will be automatically open up and Jupyter Notebook will be open there, where we are going to create the Python 3 project. So first of all, we can see the interface of Jupyter Notebook in Google Chrome. So best way of utilizing the Jupyter Notebook might be Google Chrome, which is quite like fast than the Firefox in general ways. However, Firefox or Internet Explorer Edge will also work fine. So this is the interface. So you will get this type of local host address while the Jupyter Notebook is run up on your browser. So you will get this type of tabs and this type of options will be there. So if you just visit here, so you can get files running in clusters. So files are all the listed files in the current directory, and running are those applications which are currently run on the processor on your browser through your browser, and the clusters are also similar. And another is, if you want to upload anything, then you can just click on upload, and from new you can just create the new project files like Python 3 files or other type of files, and you can just click here for renaming this project and etc. And the basic Jupyter Notebook files are IP and YB files, which are Python files with some markdown. So there is some content of text and other type of characters along with the Python code. So the IP and YB is quite user friendly for understanding and like running on Jupyter Notebook or similar type of interface. So if you just click on this applications or the section 1 lab 10 IP and YB file, then you will get this type of interface where you can just have this type of menu. So you can just run individual cell of this project, and the Jupyter Notebook automatically save the project on the basis of some small time frame. So you don't need to utilize any save command, so it will automatically save. However, you can also create some checkpoints, or you can also tell the notebook for save age or other purposes differently. So if you just go into the Jupyter Notebook, so this is the first lab examples which we are going to follow on. So let's create the hello world example here. So in the right left hand side we can see the in1. So this is the first run command. So the first shell is consist of print hello world, and if we just run this, then we'll get the output here. And if you want to run the like while loop, then we can just put some value, initialize the I, and while I is less than equals to 10, we can just print out. So that means we can just print out in this manner. And another basic examples is like basic calculations. That means calculating the sum or total amount of sum from the given numbers. So we can utilize this type of constants, or the num1 num2 are the constant with some values, floating point values, and we can have sum operation and we can just print the sum. So this is the easy format. And for while printing, let's see here, while printing the first num1 will be printed at 0th position, the 1th and 2th means the first, second and third, it will correspondingly printed here in the corresponding positions. So the num1 is 1.5, num2 is here, num2 is like 6.3, and total sum is which is 7.8. If we just change like 2 1 0, then what happens is num2 will present 2 in the position of 2, 1 is num2 is sum, 1 is num2, and the 0 is num1, etc. So we'll also see this type of examples in Jupyter Notebook in the next lab session. So if you want to print the similar type of calculations on while reading two input numbers, in the previous examples we have just take the constant value. So if we want to take the inputs from user or ourselves, then we can just use this type of input functions. Input, enter first number, input, enter second number. After input number 1, number 2, then we can do the sum of floating point. Both are floating point, and we can just print the result. So this is the example, basic examples. Another thing, important thing is the markdown. So markdown is like representing your description or project description in a specific format. So this is also understand or edited by the GitHub. So if you are familiar with the GitHub readme files, so readme files are write on markdown. So this is the example of how to write markdown. So you can just go to the notebook. At there you can just create the markdown file, and in the markdown you will get a new cell here. So inside cell, if you type hash space, then it will be the headline, double hash space, it will be sub headline. And for text with bold, double asterisk text and double asterisk for bold, and the normal text is normal. So these type of examples can be utilized for like printing some information here. So Python machine learning with hash space, so it's the title, and for tilt asterisk and tilted asterisk content, asterisk is tilted, double asterisk is for bold, and single asterisk space is for bullet points, and HTML, this type of format is for the addresses or HTML addresses. So this is the example, and this the output file or output from the given input. So while we run our code, so another thing is if we want to check anything like if the generic way Anaconda consists of TensorFlow also. So if you want to check the TensorFlow version, then you can just type this type of commands from platform import Python version. So first of all, you can see the Python version, then from import import TensorFlow stf print tf.version, it will just show up the TensorFlow version if it is installed on your machine. And another extra thing which we need to know is the indentation. Actually, indentation is quite important on Python. So while using the Jupyter notebook, you must carefully about the indentation. So that means the alignment of your code actually represents the like brashes is in high level languages. So like block 1 alignment is here and block 1 end is here, block 2 started here from one tab, another block 2 ended here, and block 3 here. So what that means is if the first line is here, so the statements is one step inside it, and else is just align, and after that we have let 0 means one step inside. So this is the right code, and if we just type this type, that means else is a little bit inside than the if. The indentation is not good. That means if and else are the alternative statements or conditional statements which must be aligned. So indentation is actually very much important thing in Python language, so which you already might be familiar with. However, we'll also do some labs on practicing the indentation and other things, and we must be sure about our if else statements or other type of statements must be aligned is their own statements or structures or syntax. So another thing we need to know is identifiers. So identifiers can be like is the variable names. Variable name can be like different type of variable names, and to be noted that different type of variable name are like small all characters or first capital and other small characters and all capital characters are three different variables. That means in other language like these three represents same variable name, but in Python it will represent three different like or different variable names. So the case of variable name is quite important. So Python is case sensitive, so your variable name must be uniform as you want. So guys, thanks for watching for this session. So this is just the introduction of Python, Jupyter Interface, and some indentation and the identifiers, and we'll talk about more on the if else statements, while statements, and looping structures with Python and Jupyter Interface. And then after we'll go for image processing, then we'll go for machine learning and etc. Thank you for watching. Meet you in next session.